As the war in Ukraine continues, many journalists putting their lives on the line as well. One New York journalist returned to her home country of Ukraine to document the war.
Yeah, she goes by Scootercaster, and she is someone our newsroom actually knows well. She's an independent journalist who we often purchase footage from, so you may have actually seen that watermark freedomnews.tv frequently on our air.
Yeah, Olia was born in Kyiv. She joins us now from Hungary. And Olia, thank you so much for being here. We really do appreciate it. You are now out of Ukraine, trying to get back here to New York. First of all, tell us why you decided to make this journey back home and to document everything that's going on there right now.
I wanted to fly back because it's my home country. So, you know, I saw that things were escalating, even though the war has been happening for a while. It felt important to go there to talk to the soldiers, tell their stories, what's actually happening. There seemed to be quite a bit of misinformation. And, you know, it felt weird for me not to go because I was born there.
Yeah, and what was it like seeing the place that, you know, you have called home look so different and look like this?
I mean, it's surreal. I haven't seen the most recent damage, and from what other citizens are telling me is Kharkiv is basically destroyed, Mariupol is on the way, and I mean, it's heartbreaking. There's so much history, and we all have memories there. I have so many memories there, and you know, my baby pictures, all this stuff is still in a house in Kiev. I don't know if that's going to be there or what's even going to happen.
Your dad, as well as your youngest.
But you know, that's like the least of the worries when, you know, some people have to leave their family behind. Some family members die, but I mean, it's all tragic.
We want to talk to you about some of your family members, your father, as well as your youngest sister and grandparents. They are still in Ukraine. You shared some video on Twitter, actually, of a bomb shelter that your grandmother made in her basement. Talk to us about how they are doing. What are your family's plans right now to stay, to leave? How, are they safe?
My grandmother is in Kiev Oblast, and from the last I spoke, there are tanks around there. They hear explosions. However, the day before yesterday it was quiet. I haven't heard back from her today yet. She's staying strong. She's refusing to leave. She doesn't want to leave.
She's refusing?
My sister, she is, yeah, I mean, I've noticed that with a lot of elderly. They don't want to leave their homes. They want to stay there.
And I'm sorry, the others?
My little sister, she's 15, and she was recently evacuated from Kiev. I met her in Lviv and brought her to the family by the border, so that way it's a safer area. She also seemed distressed. I mean, she was describing like how their doors would like bust open from the explosions, and they basically had to live in the dark the whole time because you can't turn on the light. And yeah.
It's heartbreaking, and I do want to share with our viewers, you know, you sent us a picture of you when you were a kid. You're adorable, by the way. But the reason that I bring this up is, you know, we have seen so many videos of children fleeing their homes. What have you seen? Because I know you've been traveling with refugees as well. So when you see that picture of you as a kid, you know, with your childhood in Ukraine, what goes through your mind?
I just wish that the kids that are fleeing right now would have, you know, the same chance at childhood. And hopefully the really young ones can't remember as much, but I'm sure they feel what their parents are feeling. The lady there was a refugee that I took a car ride with yesterday from the border to Budapest, and she had a 2-year-old daughter with her. And, you know, she said the child feels everything mom and dad are feeling. You know, dad had to stay behind and she's not sleeping well. She's waking up at night. The sirens, all of that influences the child's mental health.
You know, we've heard so much about civilians there in Ukraine fighting, and their resolve and their determination to not to be taken over by Russia, this resistance. Tell us what you've seen in terms of that. It's got to make you proud to see Ukrainians stand together and do what they can to fight Russia.
I mean, it is so inspiring to see people stand up and people fight and want to defend their country. you know, I grew up in the years when everybody wanted to leave the country to a better place, and now everybody wants to make sure that Ukraine is the place that everybody else wants to live to, you know.
Yeah.
Instead of wanting to go to Europe, they want Europe to come to Ukraine because it's so great. And it's nice to see people, you know, love their country and try to fight for their freedom here.
Is there anything that you want people to know? You've documented so much of it, but is there anything that, you know, a picture or a video just can't grasp that you have seen there on the ground that you want to share with our viewers?
I mean, there's just so many angles to all of this. You know, there is, of course, the horribly tragic images of deaths. And I guess I just want people to remember that these are humans, and, you know, they are dying. And politics aside, you know, these are people.
Well, Olia Scootercaster, journalist, we are thinking of you, your family, certainly your grandmother, who you just told us does not want to leave, wants to stay there. We're thinking of you and certainly all the Ukrainians there. Wish you best of luck getting home safely as well.
Yes, we hope to see you here back in the city, and safe travels to you.
Thank you.